I've been a viewer of YouTube and kind of YouTube content for, I'd say, over 6 years at this point. I've been making videos for 5, close to 6 years at this point. A lot of my older videos are just privated because, it's not the type of content I make anymore, but I leave a few up to show progress. And what I mean, I've been a viewer of YouTube for 6, maybe 7 even years at this point. I don't mean, kind of a viewer that comes on and watches a Jimmy Fallon clip. I mean, a viewer of like the true creators on the platform, the ones that actually breathe life into the platform, the one that give you and YouTube, those people. I was a viewer of YouTube back when I don't want to say that it was the greatest time of all, but it was 2015 to 2016 was arguably one of the greatest periods of YouTube history ever. I mean, the community, it was anything goes. It was interesting. People were creative. You could experiment. You could try something new. And if you went too far, the community was self-regulating, right? We didn't have people coming in, stomping their foot down when, people call out TikTok for not being the greatest platform of all time, right? And as someone who's been watching this and been a really like a part of YouTube culture for a very long time, even when I wasn't a creator, I mean, I've made over, close to 600, 700 videos that are private at this point. So I've been a creator for a very long time, but I've definitely I've been a consumer of like true YouTube content for a very long time. And I've noticed a certain massive seismic trend, which is only continues, if not going even harder than it did in like 2017 when it was going really hard. And I'll try and liken what's happening to this analogy. Imagine a wheel, and let's say that there's like 5 or 6 slots on this wheel. And each of the slots represents like very acceptable content, borderline content, close to the edge content, and then content that would get you deleted, basically content not wanted on the app. And basically, when a new creator comes and makes content, their content falls onto one of these 5 or 6 slots. What I've noticed personally is that people who don't even change their content, where their content is exactly the same, or they even make it more friendly for the app, right? They don't move on the wheel. Their content places on one of these places, right? But over time, the wheel slowly turns to the left. Meaning that while your content remains exactly the same, a year ago, you went from very acceptable to now acceptable. And then as time goes on as it keeps pushing leftward, and that's just arbitrary. It could be going rightward, it could be going up or down, but the wheel is moving. As the wheel moves, right, your content goes from somewhat acceptable to borderline to not acceptable to boom, off the platform. And this isn't even with current content. It can be something you made, and I've seen this so many times, it could be something you made years ago, which was completely acceptable to somewhat acceptable to borderline to kind of on the edge to boom, you get a strike for something that was manually reviewed a year ago to be acceptable and now risks your entire life and not your life, but your job, your well-being. And while I think if you're a YouTuber, you should 150%, don't put all your eggs in one basket, right? You need to diversify. There's no exception about that because YouTube is not a platform where you can't, but it's just the fact that that's even something you need to worry about, that if you were okay before, you might not be okay now. This is a part 2 to a video I released yesterday. It will also be linked in the description. Basically, this is based off YouTube sending out, I think, around a huge handful of strikes to a lot of other creators that make similar content to me. And it's pretty absurd. Most of the basic details I went over in that video, but there's just more stuff I needed to talk about. I needed to make a part 2. So when I was watching Nguyen's video on this whole situation, since he's brothers with Tagswag, who got a strike, by the way, and I said that in the other video, got a strike for nothing, for basically calling out this trend on TikTok for being dangerous and whatever, right? That's something we can't allow anyone to say anything bad about TikTok anyways. Compilations of this challenge remain up and have been manually reviewed. The actual TikTok challenge is 100% acceptable on the website. If you criticize the challenge, you're thrown into the category of, you're promoting violence on the platform. You went against TikTok. You were promoting violence. But the actual videos of people doing it, no, that's totally okay. The actual TikTok, no, you don't understand. That's totally okay. I don't think you understand here. That's all right, but if you're making videos about it, saying that this challenge is wrong, you're the one who's promoting violence. You must be punished. People in the comment section were like, why is YouTube so, just defending TikTok as much as they are. Aren't they competitors? And I was thinking about this too, because I was like, this doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, YouTube and TikTok, are they direct competitors? And the thing is, they're not necessarily direct competitors, because YouTube is vying for a different space. They're vying for the long format video space. TikTok is for the short format, get you in, keep you watching, show you terrible content that makes you feel bad, but you're stuck in a loop anyways. But YouTube is switching to the TikTok model. I don't know if you noticed this. I don't think it's going to be, you're not going to wake up tomorrow and only see TikTok videos on your For You page. But the YouTube Shorts, they're pushing it incredibly hard because they know it's effective. They know that, over time, we have been, our attention span has been weakened. It's been just like drilled down by like just how media has worked. And they're trying to capitalize on that. And part of me was thinking to myself, like, maybe this is just an error with a certain bot. But the thing is, I was looking over a lot of these claims. We got Tagswag, we got KeidBoi, we got all these people who got strikes on their channel, which is very dangerous. Having a strike is incredibly dangerous. Like, and the thing is with older content, like if they can't even tell anyone. So I had to make another video to let you guys know that also KeidBoi got a strike. He can't talk to anyone. Tagswag got a strike. He can't say anything to anyone. He can't use his community tab. Can't make videos for a week. Minimum, they might even try and give him more strikes. We don't even know. It's a bad situation. But the thing is, these are all done by human reviews. That means someone sat down and was like, this video violates, because here's the thing. If it was a bot, I can understand it a little bit more because they make mistakes, and humans make mistakes too. But this was not a coding error. This was not a coding error. This was a human sitting down and being like, this is violence. This is violence against the platform. And probably the wildest thing is if you actually look at these videos. I mean, if you look at the video Jadyn made, her title was, "This TikTok challenge is like illegal." KeidBoi's video, "The most illegal TikTok trend." Like, we're not saying to do this. We're not saying to do this at all. We're saying, actually, on the other hand, we're saying do not do this. And the videos, the compilations of this trend are manually reviewed and said, okay. TikTok is, or YouTube is, I can't even tell the difference anymore. YouTube is saying that if you want to actually promote the trend itself, you're totally acceptable. That's totally fine. If anything, we encourage that. We strongly encourage that. But if you want to call out the trend for being, potentially dangerous and, well, we can't have that here. And as I said earlier, someone who's just been doing this for a very long time, who's just been a part of kind of the, the culture and the atmosphere on YouTube for a very long time. I've seen slowly just like, kind of the creators that made it the platform, just kind of, the different opinions, different like interesting takes, interesting ways of seeing things, interesting content, art forms. All this is kind of like the stuff that made YouTube really just a wonderful platform to be on. Just everything was different. It's slowly, and it wasn't all one day, right? It's slowly being just like replaced by this kind of like glazed over, extremely corporate, TikTok-esque, like everything is perfectly packaged and wonderful and anyone can see it. And if you want to have like a little iPad kid sit down and watch YouTube 5 hours a day, there's no problem with it. And all the advertisers and, TikTok, they're all going to love it. And this is perfect. Slowly, it's been transitioning towards this weird dystopian platform that it was never this before. I mean, look at YouTube 5 years. The thing is, they're slowly taking off the videos. It's not even the creators can't make those videos anymore. Those videos are being erased from history. And these videos are being erased from history, and the creators were punished when these videos were approved of before. I honestly think that might be the most frustrating rule YouTube has, is that, if you made something before, that's okay. But if we change our mind, you're being punished, and you're being punished hard. I'm going to be honest, I don't know how much longer my channel will be around. There's no immediate threat to my knowledge. But I don't know how much longer videos of me being, critical of TikTok and critical of anything that's not current YouTube standards. Maybe in a year from now, they'll get me on 3 of my older videos. Like videos that they say are okay now, the kind of wheel that I was talking about before is going to keep turning, and then boom. I will be linking several other videos talking about the situation because there's a lot of other information I just couldn't fit into today's video and the video before. So I will be linking yesterday's video, which is pretty crucial with the information, in the description. I will also be linking other videos people done on the subject, which are very, very important, that have like more data that I wasn't able to get into. Those will be linked down below as well. But we're wrapping up today's video. Thank you for watching. If you do want to support the channel, click on one of the 4 videos/playlists you see on screen right now. Watching my older videos helps me out a lot, probably more than you think. And watch them while you can. That's all I can say. Thank you so much for watching. Leave a like, subscribe, and peace.